Sir, for you, how space is utilized in non-realistic theater performance, and what role does music plays like in this non-realistic theater? Music and lights. This whole space, like.
Correct. Yeah. So regarding space in non-realistic theatre, the interesting part of it is no one determines or define the performance space. It is the connection or the understanding between the content and the actor only decides at that moment, that is at the time of rehearsals or at the time of the performance. Why I am saying this? Because when it comes to other forms of theatre, space is indirectly, clearly defined through the script and the so-called concrete structure of the character in the script. I think it designs and defines the space. Here it is fluid and flexible and then independent. That's what I want to say regarding the space. And when it comes to music and lighting, I feel it is very interesting because music as a character, music to emphasize the emotion, music has to establish the atmosphere, and such kind of conceptualization towards music and theatre was there. But in non-realistic theatre, it comes and as a lightening or as a catalyst or as a rod which purgates or churns the curd to get the butter. In that metaphorical sense, I see music because these non-realistic theatre people they use sounds which can be or which has been structured as music, and that is the understanding of music by non-realistic theatre people. So I think music has to be should be added in the non-realistic theatre in this way, and this is what the concept also directs us to understand. This is number one. And then number two, regarding this lighting in the non-realistic theatre, when initially, very long back, when I was exposed to the non-realistic theatre performance as an audience, I was so irritated, and then I felt very, sorry, with respect, I won't say so idiotic and kind of arrogance and such things came to my mind. And then later on, working in terms of realistic theatre and other such things, and slowly I felt, oh, that's really the beauty of lighting in the non-realistic theatre, for which we need furthermore experience of life and experience of theatre as artist and audience. Then only you can actually experience that. I will not say you will enjoy it, but you can experience what is that the lighting stands for in the performance, I think in non-realistic theatre. And the last point regarding lighting, as Antonin Artaud and then says, if someone watches a theatre performance, the blood in the veins should boil. If you are about to be pushed to that level, there are various elements should play the role. No, like that, I think lighting is playing its own role by lighting is thrown towards the audience, and then it is disturbing your vision and then irritating and such kind of experiences. I think it supports to that non-realistic world which is emerging on stage.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, my experience or my interaction with the non-realistic theatre as an audience or as a theatre professional means I have to see it in three different ways. One in India, and then the another one in Asia means in Singapore, the Theatre Institute, and then the other one means that European theatre, and in these three ways I can see it. And me being I'm a theatre professional working as freelance, artist and an adjunct faculty to various universities, and then working in film institutes, and such kind of positioning which I have. With this limitation, if I want to recall my experiences, I think some groups from Mumbai, and then performing Shakespearean theatre, Shakespearean script in clown theatre was so captivating. It's nice, no? Because they have done that performance in gibberish, that too, a kind of a gibberish, that too Shakespearean script. It was really good. It was really a new experience. I really, even at the first some minutes, I felt what is it, and I was like enjoying throughout. And this is one, and then I always I don't know whether the Indian people got much aware of non-realistic theatre through this script, Water Station. See, this Water Station is a Japanese script written by Ota Shogo, and that script was explored by various people, but that is very, very important process which we have to come across and such kind of scripts. And then there are various theatre institutes, pass outs, and they used to do theatre with various scripts, which seems to me that non-realistic theatre, but I always raise a question for myself whether what sort of conceptual clarity and what concrete standpoint do they have when they bring in an image or its movement, or the conviction to exaggeration, and then a conviction to the slowing down the movement or making it fast, and all such things. And that's what that comes to me. Maybe I have to get more into knowing it, or whether they have to know more in deeper about that, and then they have to do it. It's what the dispassionate, maybe unbiased response as an audience, and that's what I want to say. Regarding in India, and then I feel that the people pass outs from Singapore Theatre Institute, they have a structure which gives them exposure to various parts of world's theatre introduced to them, so that some of the works are really daring, and then challenging for the audience to receive. I think that has to move on. If I watched it, if I felt or if I am asked to comment about it, it's not much connecting to me, or the process and the way they are doing it is much of alienated to the audience like me, because it's a different level of abstract and absurd process only I am sensing. This is about European and this theatre. And then when it comes to Asia, that's Singapore and this theatre institute people. When it comes to India, that's some of the famous theatre schools pass outs doing various bits and pieces of non-realistic theatre elements, and then with that they are doing it. I don't know how to conceive it. And then when it comes specifically to a sort of complete and a very I know professional way of doing the non-realistic theatre means these two scripts that this clown theatre Shakespearean and then this water station is a very marvelous example.
Thank you.
Yeah, regarding origin of non-realistic theatre, I have to share it both the way. As a practitioner, I have some understanding that the origin is from here and then from this period. Then academically, there is specific years, periods and all such things. But of course, it all started after this post-World War, I think so. Because how do you, think the world which seems to be realistic, as non-realistic means you need a big hit, like something from somewhere has to hit. I said this as metaphor, but the sad part of it is it actually happened. World War, when suddenly people got bombs falling in their town and then their premises, suddenly many number of people dying whom have not thought about it just a day before, but the next day they are not. And this is what's has made an impact to people in various disciplines, and then they start re-looking at it. Something called quote realistic is what that was the major impact which gave the source to the emergence of different isms like symbolism, expressionism, and then surrealism. These three things, I think so. Maybe if you go a little, concrete and search, these three things maybe a little before and after would have been there. But I feel that's what the major, that existentialism is the philosophy, I think, which majorly would have been contributed to this concept called non-realistic theatre through this ism to get itself concretized. See, why I am putting it in a very lucid way like this, because non-realistic theatre is not something that you do whatever you want to do and then you say, hey, this is what theatre, man, it is modern, and then it is newer way of looking at the content and the plot, and then you say to the audience, hey, if you understand or not, it is left to you and we have done it. It's not that. Based on these concrete isms and then the clear understanding of the philosophy connected to this existentialism, and all these things only makes this non-realistic theatre concrete. Then what sort of impact it actually makes creates in the audience means, as I was sharing to my participants, I don't call them as students because they also teach me many things when I come and work with them. This Pondicherry Master of Performing Arts second year students, I don't see them as students, that I say them participants. I was saying to the participant that in Kannada there is a very interesting phrase. I told them that when I was asked to come and conduct this many number of days of workshop connected to non-realistic theatre, from that moment onwards I started churning, relooking, revisiting, posting indirectly these bits and pieces of my thoughts and my ideas to the various artists whomever I meet in that period of time, to recall and exactly pick what I want to say in the workshop. This is what the way I always work. So when I was throwing this kind of bits and pieces connected to non-realistic theater indirectly in a conversation with a script writer and a director, and suddenly a phrase came that I will say it in Kannada and I will try to translate in English. It's really very nice because in Kannada it is like this, that ಯಾವುದು ಅವಾಸ್ತವವಾಗಿ ಇರುತ್ತದೋ ಅದೇ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ವಾಸ್ತವವಾಗಿ ಇರುತ್ತದೆ. It's a very fantastic phrase, I feel, because I can loosely translate it, but the phrase, the language structure of the Kannada is actually, it was like an hit to get the meaning of the whole point, which is non-realistic. But I will try in English. That is, whichever seems to be non-realistic is actually realistic. It is such a philosophical and such a phrase by which it invokes various thoughts connected to this world, life and art and everything. How? Means the philosophical realism, a topic in which if you just go through, where they say whichever looks like reality, or whichever seems to you as reality is approximation of the reality. So it is approximation of the reality, means it is actually not reality, and that's what we have to draw upon the meaning. In that sense, further if I brainstorm on the basis of my experience and my understanding, this sentence gives me furthermore vibes that I assume this is reality. So but it may not be reality. It may be in a non-realistic way, but I have been exposed much into reality, so that's called realistic expressions. So that through my antenna, through my connectivity, I assemble all these things like this, and I have made it something called realistic, and I started believing this is realistic. In that sense only I see the phrase that realistic and non-realistic. Okay, the next point is, what is the impact of audience? Yes, this is very, very important, because audience are so cool and so relaxed, and nowadays there are a number of informations regarding theatre, art and everything is there, and loosely they gaze the grass here and there, and then they will come and they will be in a position that I know it, you just perform it. While performing with very, very pure childlike nature, they say, good, very nice, even though you do smaller things, it is kind of with the gazed material by them. If it is connected, they are happy and they will say, very nice, it's nice, good. But it should not be, because we have to expect the highest level of experience which we have to give, which we are not giving. So for which what we have to do, we have to try for various forms of theatre. That from realistic form you have to try for various forms of theatre, means you have much possibilities and much freedom to explore is non-realistic theatre. When you take this non-realistic theatre and perform, it shakes the people. Whatever they think and come and stand, For example, if they can understand something called abstract ideas and absurd way of expressions, that knowledge if they come, but it is not exactly defined, the theatre director or a theatre professional would have presented in a different way that shakes them, that changes them, and then that makes suddenly invoked of some images in their subconscious mind, or some happenings in their life, and then that reignited and recalled, which at that moment would have given different meaning, and that meaning would have not be experienced at that time. That's in the past. Such kind of impact only this non-realistic theatre makes, because there are a number of other impacts which the immediate or direct way of experience which I can say, but I don't want to say that, because you can get it, or you would have also experienced it, but I want to put it in this way. So this kind of impact is very, very important, and that's what non-realistic theatre gives. That is churning and then shocking and then making you to stun, and then suddenly invoking of some incidents in your life in a very different way, and that's what I feel it. Yeah, right. And then that's what I want to say.
Yes, sir. So, what is the need of the non-realistic theatre? Is, like you said, like, is it the best time, the need of the hour? So, sir, can you just say some few words about that?
Correct. I get reminded of one story about students, teacher from in the year 1960s, and then I want to just move towards 2020. That in 60s and 70s we have some number of stories that even father and son used to read in the same class, because various reasons that they get married very young age, and then so the age difference between father and son might be like 17 to 20 years, and then for various reasons they used to come together and read and kind of stories loosely believable, loose stories regarding matter. What do I mean by this is the gap between the two generation is such big, and then it also indirectly indicates that the whole construct of a society or that time is so stable for many long years like this, and then slowly the difference has become 10 years, and then 5 years. Even brothers age group between age difference between 5 years also started having a different perspective of the same world where they are living. Now it seems that that there is a difference that of life philosophy, and the understanding of the art, and then the concept of happiness and all such things. I think it has come lesser than 5 years, that even 2-3 years difference people also not fall under the same tastes and all. So that's the taste. Okay, taste means it exactly connected with eating, and then with other kind of taste, for looking in this way, to hear in this way, and to be touched in this way, and then to smell in this way, and all falls under taste. That's the point. Taste means in next level, if you see, it's called connected with art. Taste means it's rasa. Of course, I'm not bringing in the classical theory to this non-realistic theatre, but taste. I take the taste. So in the taste level also, 11, I did not use this. The expectation in terms of taste also has changed. Okay, so whatever is existing, whatever is existing, and if it is continued and it was appreciated, I mean in connection to arts, in connection to theatre, I am saying, if it is appreciated till now, it may not be. If it is consistently and consciously an appreciation towards the art form is not given, means I think we will be losing the audience, and this is what the present time reality. Of course, the whatever I assume and whatever I structure, I will call it as reality only. No, in that way only I have been structured. Okay. So what do I mean by saying this particular 4 or 5 sentences? So that if you want to make the people become a good aswadaka, that is a good sahridaya, or how will I put it in English, that a very sensible, lovable, fine-hearted audience, means we have to do something. So what we have to do, because for this generation they have been exposed to various elements of symbols, that is, and then expressionistic paintings, stories, and then the surrealistic cinema and all such things. It has come to their drawing room and they are exposed to that. And you, the theatre people, and we, the theatre people, we stay there. It's not we stay there or whether we stay here, and we are doing only the realistic, means how will you get hold of them? Because I am not saying that leave that realistic theatre, but within bracket classical theatre, folk theatre, and all such things. But how will you catch hold of them and make them to watch it with a different perspective? That classical, folk, and realistic theatre, both, means you have to take non-realistic theatre, where you have to tell them that whatever is exposed to you through various mediums and various structures of art, that is stories, cinemas, paintings, dance, is also possible in theatre. Then they will come towards theatre and they will watch our non-realistic theatre performance, and then we will say there is something called such kinds of theatre, and now you go and watch it. Now, after experiencing this, if they go and watch it, then the aesthetic appreciation or the aesthetic pleasure which they are going to get it is something more than what we have got, because we have started our journey through realistic to non-realistic. No, but these people at that period, this period of time, they are exposed to non-realistic theatre and they are going to realistic theatre. No, so then they will see with both the shades, like they will be seeing a play and then that play is presented realistically. And as you all know, that the classical theatre and the folk theatre, it has many elements of symbols, expressions, connected to expressionism, symbolism, and surrealism. Everything is there. That we need not theorize and purposefully present it academically, because they have been already exposed to that and they will notice it and their joy is doubled. And that concludes by saying a funny statement that I threw one stone, I got 2 mangoes. In that sense, these guys, if they go and watch it, they will come to know what is realistic theatre. Then parallelly, because they know the elements of non-realistic theatre, and parallelly they are getting that non-realistic theatre elements also little more concretely. See, this is what happens when you take non-realistic theatre. So that I want to say that there is a need of the hour that you have to take non-realistic theatre now. And this is one point. And then I am more fascinated towards this theatre thinker, that is Edward Gordon Craig. This person, of course, a theatre professional has to read many various theories and he looks into various theatre thinkers, and then he understands or she understands, and then trying to explore whichever is possible for her or him, and then creates the possibility in this present world. With that, this possibility and created possibility together syncs for no reason, and at that time only some theatre production comes. So like that, I have come across various theories and various practices. Then when I came across this Edward Gordon Craig, one professor, when I did my PhD in Kerala Kalamandalam, one professor loosely said very long back in a seminar that Edward Gordon Craig is a very important person. He said, remove the actor, then only there is a performance. I was so happy when he said like that. Oh, is it so, sir? Yes, Gordon Craig said like that. Remove the actor, then only you will have a theatre performance. Wow, what is it? It is striking. Then I started exploring and reading, trying to see the elements of it and all these things, because this Edward Gordon Craig